Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at another 1/10 scale figure, or a 7-inch figure. This is Batman from the McFarlane Toys. This figure was released in 2020, and as you can see here, this is the Batman from the video game Arkham Asylum. Right now we're getting a good 360 view of the box. Like I said previously, when I started collecting the Flash, the Flash and Deathstroke, I believe this was actually, I think it was Flash that I got first, and then I got this Wonder Woman, and then I saw Deathstroke, and I had to get him because he just looks so cool. And then I saw finally this one, and I had to get this one and another one, just to kind of, that's when I kind of stopped, and I was like, I can't get any more. There are going to be too many of them. But this one just looks so cool to me because that Batman games are just one of my favorite video games. The whole Arkham, Arkham series is kind of like, really good to me. And so I actually have these, this one and another figure that I have in a different style, which I'm going to be doing a review for later on. And this is the reason why I got those. So anyway, now that we got a good 360 view of the figure, what we're going to do next is we're going to turn this off. Set this aside, and then take this out the way. For now, we'll bring it back, and we're just going to get a good look at the box here. So the top of the box says 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys up here, 12 years of age and up, DC Multiverse Batman. The side of it says, DC Multiverse, Batman from Batman Arkham Asylum, and McFarlane Toys. I do believe that this, actually, no, I apologize. Okay, this is completely different. DC Multiverse, Batman, McFarlane Toys. There's a little cutout right here, actually, so you can see the inside a little bit more than you can on this side. Let's see here, Batman. This is Batman TM, and then it says Batman Arkham Asylum, McFarlane Toys. Each figure comes with the collectible trading card, this is a card. And then it says collect them all. You got the Joker from the Arkham Asylum. You got the Wonder Woman with the armor, regular Wonder Woman, and then hold on. That's Batman from Detective Comics number 1000, and then Superman the animated series. So those are those two, and then you got the the social media, the DC Comics and Warner Brothers, and then the bottom here is the warnings, the where it's made, and then the barcode. So there he is. So what's gonna do here? I've already opened this, so I actually started thinking, instead of pulling the box out. Actually, you know what? Because I'm not really gonna, it's already open. So so what I started thinking is I started going like this and try to hide me cutting this open, for YouTube. I'm already gonna go ahead and do that. So, what I was thinking is, I don't know if you guys actually want to see me pull the figure out. It's gonna take a little while. So all I'm gonna do here is just show you guys, just pull them out like this. And there's you can see the trading card. I already pulled out the black stand because it just takes so much longer to do, so I pulled that out. So what we're going to do next now is we're going to get the figure, put him on the turntable, and just get a good 360 view of the figure. Alrighty folks, so here he is, Batman out of the box finally. And right now we're getting a good 360 view of the figure. Now I really do like this Batman. And this figure itself, it doesn't look like he has any manufactured defects like the Flash did, and I think Deathstroke had a little bit of it. But one thing that I don't like about this, the way they made this character or this figure, is if you're looking at the cape here, the cape looks really nice. We'll go into it later when we do the up close. But the cape, it really hinders from this figure standing up by himself. So, like, if you don't have the stand with the little peg for him to stand on, right now I know we're getting a good 360 view of the figure, but I'm just going to move it a little bit. He's supposed to be standing like this, right about, there we go, right about like this. Although the cape kind of pushes that, it kind of goes back a little bit, and so the figure kind of slides forward, as you can see here, like this. And because of that, either he doesn't stand all the way forward, because if he does, he's top heavy and he starts going forward, or if you kind of push him back, the cape, it kind of sits on the cape a little bit too much, and his front legs start coming forward. So it stands up really, really bad on its own, and you really do need the little black stand that it comes with. I guess yeah, it is a stand, a little peg stand thing. So here he is on the turntable, getting a good 360 view of the figure. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this figure off the turntable and just take a look at everything that this figure comes with. Alrighty, folks, as you can see here, he does come with a little bit more stuff than the other figures. I think the Flash is the one that came with the most stuff that I've seen so far. He came with, you know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accessories, including the card and the stand. And this one, you know, it's not too bad, you know. All things considered, in the game, you don't really see him use that many things. So, so he does come with that card that you guys saw. I didn't take it out of the box. The stand I did take out, because I do have this figure. I want to, display him. Unfortunately, I don't like that, like on... who was it? Or I think it was a Cyberpunk series that I was doing where you can actually, where it said Cyberpunk and it actually had each, of their names. And this one just says DC. And, it's just black. Kind of cheap plastic too, with a little peg for, where his foot is going to peg in. So I don't really like that it says DC. I really wish it would have said Batman. And just Batman, they didn't have to say Batman Arkham Asylum. Just Batman would have been good. But unfortunately, we just get DC. So set that aside. So he does get 2 batarangs. He gets one that's open already, as you can see here. And this one doesn't open and close. This one is just, it's open. And actually the detail on this is actually very nice. You can tell the sharp edges right here are a little bit more like gunmetal shiny, as opposed to the black on, it's not even really black. It's more like a darker gray than this part. And you can see the little holes right. They're not actually holes, but they're concaved in a little bit. So you can, like, they're meant to be holes, but they're not. And just a nice little batarang. And both sides are the same, but this is what I like the most right here. The detail they put on this. Where, where it's supposed to open and close, they put that little, I guess, hinge right, the little ball hinge right there, circular hinge, where you can actually open and close it. Obviously, you can't do it with this because it's not meant to, but I like that they included that detail into it. And the other one it came with, it also did come with a closed one, which I'm not sure why it came with the closed one, because when I look at the figure, you can't really put it anywhere on the figure, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a quick look at this figure around his utility belt. Yeah, so you can't put it anywhere on his utility belt, and then to have him holding a closed batarang would be kind of pointless, like he's getting ready to throw one, it would be open. So I mean, this one, just like the other one, very kind of dark gray right here with the little holes and the little hinge right here to open and close it, and then the sides of it where it's supposed to be sharp is a little bit lighter, kind of like a gunmetal color, to make it, give it that effect that it's sharp, and it's supposed to be different colors, obviously. So there's those 2. And then he got his grapnel gun, I believe. You would think that, because in the video game, you do see him use it, but you don't actually see him use this big thing. All you see is this coming out, and then he glides, or he doesn't really glide, but he hooks onto stuff and goes up or swings with it. But you don't see how big it is, and this is a big piece. I guess you kind of do see it in what game is that? Arkham Origins. You see Deathstroke using a variant of this, and it is kind of big. So I guess yeah, this makes sense. Now I do like the detail on it. What I mean by the detail, I like the casting detail. Obviously, this is just all casted in plastic, and every single time they do that, I do like the detail on it. Unfortunately, it's not much to it. They just kind of brushed it. It looks like it was in silver. They kind of casted it off in silver, and then they just kind of brushed it with kind of like a black. And that's the whole thing, It would have been nicer if you would have got different colors, for, like, this would be completely silver, maybe some black in there to give it some different accents, But no, unfortunately, that's not it. And none of this stuff moves. It's just, plain plastic, and there's no movable parts to it or anything like that. So it does come with that. The last thing he comes with is this right here. I'm trying to figure out what this actually is. I know it's some sort of grenade, because I do remember in one game he gets the glue grenades, which is not this one. I'm pretty sure that's in the city, Arkham City. Or it might be... No, actually, it might be this one, where he throws them at the steam vents to close them. So actually, it might be this one, because then he gets the ice grenades from Mr. Freeze in Arkham City. And I don't believe in Arkham Origins he gets them. So I do believe maybe these are the glue grenades, actually. It's not the demo foam that he uses where he sprays it on the wall and blows it up. I do believe these are the grenades where he throws on the steam and it kind of clogs them up so you can get through the tunnels and stuff. But with this, they actually did really nice details on it. The little yellow right here, the silver cap to it, and then the back of it is just, kind of black, but still they put a little bit more detail on the, I'm just going to keep calling it the glue grenade, than they did the actual grapnel gun. And they did a little bit of detail on the batarangs. So that is everything that this figure comes with as far as in the box. What we're going to do, like I said, aside from the card, what we're going to do next now is get the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks. So here he is, Batman from the Batman Arkham Asylum video game. What we're going to do first is we're going to get the camera, back it up just a little bit, go up, and then downward. Oh, there he goes. Apologies for that. Okay. And so what we're going to do first, actually, is get the tape. And his horns, I don't know what you call them horns, but these parts. Are they horns from his cowl? Or are they ears for the cowl for the bat? You guys let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to call them ears from the cowl. I'm just going to call them horns for now. Let's see. It's almost at, I'm going to say, oh man. No, okay. I was right. So it stands 7 3/8 actually at the top of his horns or ears. And not at his ears. He stands at 7 1/8. So 7 1/8 at his head and 7 3/4 at his ears. Okay. So now looking at this figure up close. So obviously his horns, they're soft, they're not hard. So you're not gonna, they're kind of a little bit sharp, but they're not gonna hurt you. Look, like they're not gonna hurt. So they are soft rubber or plastic. And just overall, I do like. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty good, head sculpt for this figure. Like I'm not gonna lie, when you first see, the video game and you look at this figure, like that looks nothing like Batman, but if you really pay attention to his face, this looks exactly like him. I'm actually had to turn on the game and look at him. I'm like, oh yep, that's him. So it's a good head sculpt. They did amazing detail on the eyes, amazing detail around the face, and then other than that, I mean, unfortunately, there's really not much to say about this figure. We can take a good look at the cape. The cape, it should have been a little bit more softer rubber. It's more like a rubber than plastic, and I believe it should have been a little bit more softer, because right now it's pretty much like, it pretty much makes the figure stand up. Without it, it would have been okay, but it pretty much makes the figure stand up. Like you can put him anywhere and he stands up pretty good. So other than the cape, I mean, the cape is done really well. I like all the detail it has on it. Maybe they could have put a little bit of like grime or dirt towards the end of it, because it is pretty much always hitting the ground. And then the back of the cape's the same thing as well. Going towards, his bat symbol right here on his chest, it's just plain black. It actually looks a little bit too plain to me, actually. Like, I think there should have been like some cracking to it or something like that, because he goes through hell in Arkham Asylum. So maybe this is when he first brings in the Joker. So I don't know, who knows. The rest of the figure, he does have the nice details around his whole suit, but and it's gray, but it's just gray. There's nothing to it. Aside from the little details when it's casted off from it being plastic, but when it's made. But other than that, they didn't put no paint detail whatsoever. It looks like they casted it from plastic in this color, and that's it. And then they they painted just the black bat on it, which actually the paint on it is actually not that good. His gauntlets though do have some nice detail. They're more like a gunmetalish gray, silver gray to it. And see, I actually like that. Actually, they put some nice detail there, some nice weathering to it. Maybe they could have made these a little bit more black. I don't know if they're actually black or not, but I do like that they actually made these a different color. Same with the gloves that he's wearing as well. They actually match the gauntlets here. And then going down to his utility belt. The utility belt looks like they actually did a little bit more detail to it. I mean, yeah, it's casted off in plastic, and it looks like it's not even, it wasn't on this figure to begin with, as you can see here. And they actually put some, like, it looks like it was casted in, I do believe this is his little underwear part right here, and this is all one piece. And I want to say maybe it was casted off in black. They painted it silver, and then they went over it with like a dry, maybe a dry brush to kind of give it that aged look, as you can see there. And then his little underwear, outer underwear, I don't know what really to call that. It's just all black. There's really nothing to it, no details on it aside from the little creases right here that are, when it got casted. And then same with the legs, are like the top of it, they're just casted in that in that gray with a little bit of detail right there. No paint detail, but just the detail from the plastic. And the only other thing, Jesus, I can't talk today, is his boot gauntlets, or just his boots in general. These are actually very nicely detailed, like the arm gauntlets here and his gloves. So I actually do appreciate that they actually put some time and effort into his boots and his gloves. But man, maybe they should have put a little bit more detail onto the body, giving him some, some cracks, some weathering on his suit. This is not the first time that he's been out and fighting crime. He's been doing it for a while now. I mean, at first it was Origins, and then he's going to this one. I'm pretty sure he upgraded his suit sometime in between, but still, So that's just my little gripe about it. Let me stand him up here. I always have little gripes like that with some figures. They give you some figures, like, for example, there was there was some figure where I'm not even going to think about which one it was, or I want to pull which one I put up in the video. But there was a figure where they give you, the nice figure it came, and it was a 1/6 scale figure too. Nice figure the way it came, but the head sculpt, it was like bloody and stuff, like has like some cuts on his face and everything. Yet the rest of his body was completely nice. Looks like he was just came out of the tailor, was walking out of the store with it on, but yes, his face was messed up, which didn't make sense, because if his face was messed up, that means he just got into a fight, which means his clothes would have been dirty, which means he would have had some, gripe, dirt, some blood on it, something, but no, it's just the head sculpt. And this is kind of it with the same figure. Like, they're giving him some aging on the gauntlets of his hand, of his, his arms, and his boot gauntlets / his boots, but then the rest of the, the whole figure is not weathered at all. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think I'm thinking a little bit too much into it. Yeah, it's just a figure. It's nice, but so anyways, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go over the figure's articulation. Alrighty, folks. So going over this figure's articulation, we're gonna pull the camera back a little bit, and we're gonna bring it up and then go down just a little bit like that, so we can bring them up and go from there. So starting off, we'll go from top to bottom. It looks like his neck is not, it's just stationary, so there's no movement at the neck, at the base. There is so at the base of the head there's a peg, so he does have the 360 turn. He does have the side to side and the up and down there. And I have to move his cape, moving down, I have to move his cape a little bit. You can barely tell here we go. You can tell that there's actually a butterfly joint, but the cape really hinders it from using it. So I don't know what the point of giving him butterfly joints if the cape was going to, hinder it. It's kind of pointless. I mean, you can barely even go back or forward with it. And I don't know. I think they would have been a little bit better without it. So that's just me. He does have the 360 turn on his arm, although he can't because of the cape again. So he does go forward tool about there until the cape really hinders it. Here we go. There we go. Actually, go on this side. He goes up to about there before the cape hinders it, and he goes back to about there before the cape hinders. Going upward, he does actually go upward quite a bit, which I do appreciate that. He does have the 360 turn at the bicep. He does have, wait, before I try to force it. No, he does not. He has a single bend at the elbow, so 90 degrees, no double bend, no double bend joint. So a single bend at the elbow. He has a 360 at the wrist, with it also going upward and downward. And then moving on, he does have movement at the torso, and I do believe it's actually a peg there, so it's not an up and down. So yeah, he goes up to about there, and he goes downward to about there, and he goes side to side as well. There's actually some nice movement for that. And then I'm going to try to hold on to that as best as possible to show you the waist. Actually, you know what? There's no movement at the waist. That's why they put all the movement up there. There's no movement at the waist whatsoever. So going down to his legs. So we'll start off going upward. So because this is like a little bit more rubber, not plastic, his leg actually goes up quite a bit. Almost 90 degrees. And then going back, it also does go back quite a bit as well. And then going sideways, there we go, good almost 90 degrees as well. He does have a double bend at the knee, as you can see there. This is, I don't know if you guys can tell or if you guys know this or not, and I probably went over this a few times already, but the way you can tell if a figure has a double bend or a single bend at the elbow or knee, look for the two joints right here. This one has the two joints right there, as opposed to his elbow one only has that one. So that's how you can tell if it's a double or a single. So let me put this back down. Okay. Let's see. So there's no other movement whatsoever. There's no movement at the top of the, or at the at the thigh whatsoever, at the calf whatsoever. The only other movement he has a ball joint at his ankle, which you can go side to side. You can go upward a little bit because the gauntlet kind of hinders it from going any further, and you can go downward actually quite a bit. And the thing that I've been liking with McFarlane that it's been doing lately, you got the toe movement, which is very nice. Not a lot of figures actually come with the movement of the toes, which some of them you probably don't need them, you know, but it is nice to have for some reason, especially with a character like Batman. I mean, this figure obviously needs it because, you know, he does quite a bit, you know, quite a bit of stuff. He's very flexible, so there we go. Stand him up right there. So what we're going to do next now is do some comparisons. Alrighty, folks. So as far as comparisons, I haven't done any Batman figures aside from Deathstroke. And the only time you see this Deathstroke and this Batman... Well, okay. So you don't actually see this Batman and this Deathstroke together. But in the universe of the Batman Arkham series, you do see a Batman from the Arkham Origins and this figure together. So here is Deathstroke. This is the Deathstroke from Batman Arkham Origins, which he does have a different suit for Origins. So this is the game right after Origins. It goes Origins, Asylum, City, and then Night. So you actually don't see Deathstroke from Origins, obviously, because it's from Origins, and this Batman together in the same game. But, you know, this is a good comparison of the two. I do believe in, I think I want to say Night. You don't actually get to fight Deathstroke at all, but I think you see him. Spoiler alert a little bit, and towards the end of Arkham Knight, I believe, once you have kind of defeated a certain individual, this guy takes over and trying to defeat you. So just get a good close-up here of the two. I mean, this is a great, you know, these two together are just great together. But I think one other figure, which I haven't done yet, which I'm not going to do a comparison with, but another figure would be way better to do a comparison with and have him standing next to Batman here. But still, having these two together, I mean, these are just two amazing characters, both equally matched. I think in the comic books, actually, it was never where Deathstroke cannot beat Batman and Batman cannot beat Deathstroke. They're very, very evenly matched. But except in the video game, Arkham Origins, they made it to where I guess Batman kind of won, which it's actually never happened in the comics. So unless I'm mistaken, I think the only person that has defeated Deathstroke from the Batman family was Damian Wayne, Batman's son. When he becomes Robin, he actually defeats Deathstroke, which kind of makes you think, like, dang, like, is Damian Wayne's that much more better than Batman? And then I actually had this conversation on Facebook with somebody. I put it up there one day, and somebody was like, well, you gotta think Deathstroke's getting old, Damian Wayne's young, and that's probably why he won. But who knows? That was really like, there's no way that Damian Wayne took on Deathstroke, and Batman couldn't. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. That was just, down in the comments below. That was just when kind of like, no way, and then kind of stopped watching the movie. I don't even know what movie it was. It was an animated movie, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, and or not. We'll see what happens, but we'll see what you guys think of that whole thing. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think about these two being side by side. I know they're completely different video games, so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alrighty, folks, here he is one last time. Batman from McFarlane Toys, released in 2020 from the Batman Arkham Asylum video game. I will be keeping this figure to do another review with later on down the road. As far as Deathstroke, I'm probably not going to bring him back in to do any comparisons with. It's just the next figure, and I guess you can say one of the last DC figures, as far as 7-inch figures that I have. Let me look at my collection real quick. Okay, yeah, as far as one of the last DC characters that I have, I don't need him for to do any other comparisons with. Who's to say if I'm not, if I'm not going to get any more DC characters, 7-inch characters later on down the road. But as far as right now, I'm going to be keeping this one to do a comparison with one of the last figure that I have. Actually, I got two more. I apologize, two more. So we'll see what happens down the road. But as far as Deathstroke, I probably won't be bringing him back in to do another comparison with. So just giving that out there. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please like and share it. Also, if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe. And also hit the notification bell, to get notified when I drop videos. I drop videos every Wednesday and Sundays. No specific time yet. It's just always kind of random. Like today, I think I uploaded one at like 5 in the morning. And I think, when was it? On Wednesday? This last Wednesday, it was like 2 in the afternoon. So they're just kind of random, just kind of when I wake up and start doing it. So just be on the lookout for all that. Also, if you guys want an inside scoop before YouTube, head over to my Instagram. I always post a picture of the video I'm going to be doing, or a picture of the video I'm going to be dropping next on YouTube. So head over there, give me a follow, and check that out. Also, I do ask, if you guys watch my video, please watch them all the way through. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. When you don't watch them all the way through or kind of skip through it, YouTube thinks they're not good videos, so they're circulate them. For those of you that have been doing that, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And so finally, with all that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.